Okay, how we doing out there? First things first, my name's Kenneth Bird. I'm the creator of Supreme Ambient Light Rejection Screen Paint using ambient light rejection technology gain. We're going to be doing a demonstration of paint on of our screen paint, the new screen paint. So we got a name for it, and the name is going to be the Supreme Platinum Eclipse Ambient Light Rejection 12, because keep in mind, like I said, it has 12 technology embedded in it. That's the styrofoam screen I just painted. I didn't have enough paint to do it the first time, and there were a couple areas where I basically hit the screen a few times with the container to get paint out, but I didn't have enough, so I went over it again. So there it is right there. That's the one version of the styrofoam, and this is another version we're going to paint over right now. Let me grab my vase, because I use my vase to set up my camera. I'm gonna have to tape it down. I'm gonna have to tape it down. Hold on, I'll be back. I'm gonna grab some tape, tape that down. All right. Right there. Okay, there's the tape. And ready to go. All right, time to grab some tape, some of my hoodies I like to wear. I'm going to put this right here, right there. All right, and let me see if I can hold this down with my feet. Let me get this in there. Like so. There we go. On here. See? That doesn't go anywhere. I have to take this down because apparently it wants to go where it wants to go. Alright, I think that should be better, hopefully. Go. Take my camera stand down. I need to get one of those that have the bending tops. That's what I need, one of those that bend a little better. I need one of those. All right, so we're going to paint that screen right there using the technology. Let me move this out a little bit. We can get around my original screen. And, well, I can't show you the label. The labels are not even printed out yet. All right, so we're going to pour some of this right here in the middle. There. And we're going to paint. All right. Doesn't take much, pretty much a one coat application, and that's it. I have to get my corners as I always like to do. These areas right here. All right, that's it, we're done. That's all it takes. Doesn't take much to actually paint the screen. So that's done right there. And now I'm going to go in and I'm going to, oh, I missed a spot. Going to go in and lay this up against the fireplace. First I'm going to put something down because I don't want to damage my brick. Alright, just going to put my roller up real quick so it doesn't dry out. And get something that I can put at the bottom that's not going to mess up my brick or my fireplace. So let's see if we can find something here that we can use to damage my brick. Okay, let me have a minute. We're going to upstairs and grab something real quick. I think I have something down there I can use. Okay, I got something I can drape across because that's bottom of the thing is wet, and I don't want this damaging the brick on my fireplace. All right, so we'll put this across here, here. That should be enough to do it. Let's pick this up. There we go. I'm going to cut all this free because we're not going to need any of this. All right. And that's, sure, I got a couple of videos in here somewhere. Use. Then, oh, and I got this in the way. Sorry about that. My base is directly in front of my screen. There we go. There's the base right directly from the screen. Okay. For a minute. Oh, there we go. See right there. Okay. I should put it here because I can get more light from that section over there. Hold on for a minute. There we go. I'm ready to get those contrast levels much better. Go right over here. Actually, I got something here too. Hold on for a minute, put you right there for a minute. Here. I put something down because this is wet and I don't want to damage my floor. And I should have had some containers out here. I didn't think when I was doing this, wasn't thinking it through. I'm going to paint this really fast and just do the demonstration. I wasn't thinking too properly. So I'm just going to grab something real quick. Set this up over here. Real quick. Sorry about that. Just give me a minute. Like I said, I didn't really set up anything for this. Just based on what actually, there's no light really in that environment right there. I want to bring it back some so I can use an area with more light. Not get anything out of that room at all. I can't use the light in there because I said there's a short there. So let me get this to stand up a little better. All right, there we go. We're good to go. Sorry about that. I had to set it up in there because I was having some problems. There's not enough light in here. So I'm going to come in here and turn off my sound bar because it'll make it easier for me to move this. And I'm going to bring my projector. You don't get any paint on it. I didn't set up anything for this. I was just redoing my screen right there for the next demonstration for the ultra short throw. I wasn't really going to be doing anything here. Let me get this to, all right. Wires and cables and wires, everything wants to go in its own direction. Whew, man. Let's try to get this done. There we go. There we go. Now let's see if we could, well, we're not going to be able to bring the image down much. A little bit forward. There we go. And let's try to go in and see how far I can bring the image down. I think as far as it's going to go. Let me adjust the color right there. Now I got 12 feet of freaking cable over here. I'm yanking on the cord. I'm only getting like 4 off of it. And let's bring this down. Nope, we're going over. We need to bring it down. There we go. That's much better. There we go. Whew. That was a bit of a pain in the neck. So I was trying to get it moved over because in here, we don't have a lot of light in here. And I wanted to set it up in here to start off with. All right, so let me grab a video so I can get started on this one. So there's the paint on demonstration. Using my projector, which is quite a few feet back. Let's come over here. Let me show you the screen. There you go. I just did the paint on demonstration. You can go back and rewind that if you want. And this is going to be posted. I'll probably do another one on a better surface so I can post that to the website. Here's the paint on demonstration right there. I'm going to be drying my screen here. I'm getting ready because I got to do the ultra short throw demonstration next. So I had to do a paint on demonstration so you can see how easy it is to apply the formula to any kind of surface. I didn't like doing the demonstration there because, like I said, I can't use that overhead light right there, and I consider this to be dark. So I can't do demonstrations. If I'm doing a demonstration showing the technology, the room has to be well lit. So even though y'all might not consider it to be a dark environment, I consider it to be dark in that area right there. That's why I had to bring it up here. And this is where the projector's sitting. So you can see how far back my projector's sitting back from the screen. But I just needed more light in the environment. I wasn't comfortable being there because it was too dark. And I told you, these are very, very dark gray screens. They're so dark that they come up looking, this one's still wet, but they come up looking black. That's how dark they are of a gray. Candle burning in the background. Let's bring in some colors. Sorry about the stand being in the way there. Now mind you, this screen is still wet, but this is the opposite how these work. instead of them basically getting lighter, they actually get darker. So this screen has a kind of like, they look, like I said, they look gray, but if you look at the screen, it looks jet black, but it's not. It's a very, very dark gray screen. And that was just painted about a few minutes ago. I have to do a paint on demonstration anytime that I have to show a screen. I have to do a paint on demonstration. Oh, wait, where did that mark go? All right, so over here we have one. This is the one I used in the demonstration yesterday. This is the screen already dried. So this one's still wet. This is the one that's already dried right here. All right, so I'm gonna move you away for a minute because I'm not dressed today. And I'm gonna come over and show you the one that's dry. So that one right here. This one's already dried. So the one on the plexiglass right there, that's dried. That one's still wet. So this one is fabric. That's plexiglass. You can see it when it's dried, you can see it when it's wet. And then the screen I just coated in here, this one is going to be set up for the ultra short though Sony, because I needed a big enough screen to do that one. Yeah, it came out quite well. I did say at one point I did say I was never going to develop a dark gray screen, but this stuff is so gray, so dark, it looks like it's black. So that's the only way I think I was going to go about doing it, was the screen literally had to be the darkest gray I could possibly get designed. And like I said, these things look jet black, but they're not. So of course I got to paint a bigger scale, which means this one right here is about 100-inch, which is a styrofoam one. I'm probably going to have to do, well, I'm actually in the process of doing 120-inch as soon as I get the okay on my screen, because I ordered a floor-rising motorized projection screen, but they're not going to be available until September, so I got to wait before I can get my hands on that. Ain't even order it yet, but that's what I'm going to coat. This is going to be for the PS5. I'm going to do the PS5 on this one. I still got to run the gaming system to do this. So what I'll do is, when I do the ultra short though demonstration, I'll run the PS5. I want that thing so bad I keep saying PS5. I'll run that through. Now, keep in mind, someone's going to say, why does one look different from the other? This one's actually still wet. That was just painted. That one was dried about an hour ago. I'm going to do that one. That's going to be next. So we have to put the 9, the 12, and the Platinum Eclipse next to each other. Keep in mind, and I'm going to call it before it happens, it's not going to match that 12's contrast. It ain't going to happen. It's a black screen. It's not going to have the ability to do it. But the white levels are going to be higher than that black technology. But like I said, I had a customer saying, well, thank you so much. I had a customer saying, well, some customers don't feel comfortable having a jet black screen on the wall. Some do. You have to be to try to cater to everybody. One guy, his wife just didn't want a black screen on the wall. They just didn't want it. They wanted the traditional screen. But keep in mind, these screens are so dark, they come off looking black. And then some people still want to go with that traditional, really, really dark gray. Don't get me wrong, the 12 sells like crazy, and it does. Because then people want that kind of OLED. They want that black screen sitting on the wall, that mysterious black screen. So it just now it's a category for everybody. And sorry, we don't have sound in here. I had to disconnect the sound bar so I can move the freaking projector out of that area because, like I said, there wasn't enough light in there. Now, keep in mind, for those of you that are looking at the black screen, you're thinking that screen, no, it's not that dark. Those screens are much brighter than that. My projector's actually hitting it on an angle. So it's kind of where it's sitting, and it's bouncing off the wall. It's an angle. It has to be directly in front of that screen for it to fire up. But y'all seen demonstrations on the black technology, so I shouldn't have to explain that one. So this will be available, next week. We're going to have the price, if you're not reading at the bottom, the price for 1 quart. It's going to be $160. Screen size of the paint is 100 inch to 126. 2 quarts will paint up to 150-inch screen. You'll be able to do about 150-inch out of that. Then we have the 1 gallon. Unfortunately, 1 gallon will not be available overseas, only within the United States because of shipping issues. Not saying shipping issues, but it's a bit pricey because right now I'm trying to keep the price at a certain price so everybody can afford it. Gallon's going to run somewhere between $248. And that will do about 196-inch screen. As for, yes, we're going to do the demonstration today for ultra short throw. As soon as I get some good weather, because right now it's been raining on and off, so I don't want to get caught with my equipment outside. But I have to do an outside demonstration too. Outside demonstration will be done on the 1,000 lumen projector and on the 43. We have to do both, and then I have to hit the screen with the 52 because we have to see if the screen can take a hit from a high lumen projector without hot spotting. So all the different things that has to be done. Now, like I said, it does still carry the same capabilities as 12. It does have the ability to be able it's low VOC, eco-friendly, washes off with hot water and soap. You can use a roller. Do not use a sponge roller. Does not work with knockoff projectors. None of my paints work with knockoff projectors, so that's out of the question altogether. It's just not going to work with it. I'm going to have to buy me a knockoff projector to do some demonstrations on this stuff to show exactly why we don't support those things. Let's see, other questions. What can you paint it on? Whatever you can think of. That's pretty much it. So whatever you can think of, that's what you could paint it on. That pretty much sums it up. You can think it, you can paint it. That's all to it. So get them ideas rolling, figure out how you want to build your screen. Let's go with another food demonstration. Mind you, the screen is so wet because we don't have the fan on. The fan's over here. So we got dry screen, wet screen. Now, I think when I do this on ultra short though, I'm going with Borderlands. Borderlands has some insane colors. I have to see what Borderlands is going to look like on this. I hope they bring a Borderlands out for the PS5. Oh, please do. Please. I love that game so much. There are so many guns in that game, and yet there's not enough. There's never enough guns in Borderlands. Even when you get the gun. I mean, gun would have been nice if they put legendary guns in there too. That would have been really nice. But it does come in handy because, like I said, I showed there's actually a glitch in the game. I don't know if they basically fixed it or not, but there's a glitch where you beat that giant boss that's on wheels. There's a little area out there where you can go out there and you can collect unlimited. I don't forgot the name of those things, those purple shards that you get, but you can collect them unlimited. You just have to keep going back into the boss, come back out, and they keep regenerating. So you got enough crystals because it uses crystals to actually fire off that gun. So, and then with the gun comes in handy because a lot of people don't realize, I mean, even though some of the guns on there, no primer. It's all in the description at the bottom. There's no primer involved. No priming, just paint it on. I just did a paint on demonstration, just roll back. Did a paint on demonstration, had a screen with some colors on it, and I just rolled over it and was done. That's it. No priming required. But the gun, man, the only thing the gun comes in handy, because some of the guns that come out of the gun, I can't use them because my weapons are way beyond that. I just sell off the weapons from the gun. Just go back to the guy, just sell off the weapons, take the money from there, and just buy more upgrades. I think that's the best part of getting the gun. But the gun would be nice if it did shoot legendary weapons. I remember in Borderlands 2, they had hidden pockets, like little hidden areas, like, I don't know how you call it, like, it's like a bunch of hidden Easter eggs. You would just stumble into weird stuff in that game. And I just happened to stumble into a giant. I found a giant on that game. It's walking around with this huge, massive shotgun. It took me a while to take it down. I mean, I got killed multiple times. I had to keep coming back over and over again because it kept killing me. But eventually, I figured out a way to take it down. So, when I finally got this weapon from him, man, that thing was nasty, man. It was an amazing weapon. I didn't take long to take something down. It was one squeeze and it was gone. But you have to find it. It's not something you're going to basically find along the road. It's something you're going to basically find because you're scabbering and you accidentally fall into it. You guys are really going to enjoy this one. So, I am going to, like I said, once my screen gets here in September, right around my birthday too, I'm going to use that motorized floor rising projection screen, this, the Platinum Eclipse. Now see, if you look at the screen right next to the black screen, like I said, darkest gray ever developed. I gotta be careful sometimes. Sometimes I sit there and say, if somebody asks me, am I going to develop anything new? I was like, nah, I'm not developing anything new. And this happened to be that day I was bored. Now, usually I design stuff only when I'm bored. And then the brain gets kicking, thinking like, I wonder what are the weird stuff we can develop today. And God will say, I have an idea for you. Let's try this one. And then boom, here we go. Those you have 4K projectors, don't even ask how it's going to look on 4K. This is a 1080p projector behind me doing this. We did this on a 1000 lumen 720p projector. So you know 4K is going to look incredible on this. So I put a description and in the bottom, the comment section, not in description, yeah, description section. I put some information. It's not all the information because the specifications we have on this stuff is like a lot, but it's some on there to give you an idea of what you'll be working with. Now, as for the 2 quarts and 1 quart and 2 quarts, that will come with free worldwide shipping. Actually, the 1 quart will come with 1 gallon will come with worldwide shipping also. But that's only going to be available within the United States as 1 gallon. But the 1 quart and 2 quarts will be available all over with free shipping. I hope everybody out there is doing fine today. Everybody's doing well. Man, what I wouldn't give for a bowl of cereal. It's 1 bowl of cereal. I know you're probably thinking like, well, go out and just buy a bowl of cereal. It isn't that easy. So, not to play the world's tiniest violin, but anybody who has any respiratory issues, you know milk plays a huge part in you not being able to have cereal because it basically causes a lot of, excuse my French, if you eat anything, mucus build up in your chest and it makes it really hard for you to breathe. So, I've tried everything. I tried 1%, 2%, almond milk. I'm sorry, but I just didn't like the almond milk. It just didn't do it. It didn't do it for me. Tried powder milk, canned milk. Can't have cereal. I used to be a huge cereal fiend. Like people that go in there, like Seinfeld, and buy like 14 boxes of cereal. Yep, some days are done. No cheese on the hamburgers. I just love cheese. Cheese is so good. All right, let me get back. But there's other ways to get around, to get things, you know, you can't have anymore. Look at that fishy, koi fish. Oh my goodness. I remember one time I was, for the other house, I want to get a pond put in. And I went to ask about how much koi fish costs. That's not going to happen. I don't care if I have the money, it's still not going to happen. And that's not something that's an easy fish to take care of. Oh, we got a commercial. Cool. Good morning. Hey, how you doing? Good morning. Or good afternoon, or whatever time it is. It's good morning, no matter where you're at. How are we doing, people? Let's go with this demonstration. Looks pretty cool. I'm gonna I'm gonna go back here a minute on this one. Oh, Dungeon Defenders. Yeah, Dungeon Defenders have a ton of freaking color in it. I got that game Man Eater, where you become a shark and you just hunt people down and you eat them. But after a while, it just gets boring. But I do like it though. It's interesting. It's thank you so much, but you know, and I really appreciate it. But I think very few people who really don't get into the whole like system. You know, for me, it's just this is a way for me to basically show my work. That's it for me. I thank people for coming and viewing the videos. I do. I really appreciate that. But it's just a way for me to say, hey, look, I'm dealing with a customer. Here's the video right here. There you go. Check yourself out. So it kind of helps for advertisement and stuff like that. But I do appreciate it. I really do. Some people got to have those likes. Got to have those likes. It's not a big deal for me. If I'm happy, if I get 1 like or 2 like, I'm happy with it. If I get 6 people to come into a room and watch, and if I get 1 person to come to the room, I'm happy for it. I'm just glad that somebody's watching. Oh, you got to see me on Facebook, my friend. Yeah. On my Crystal Age fan page. Yeah. I got people from all over the world that actually connect onto that page. It's it gets a lot. Keep in mind, this is how can I explain this for you? I have contracts under my company. All right, so it's kind of like not like because I'm not big on that level of Black Diamond or these big companies and stuff. Could have been, I just didn't take that road. I haven't had an NDA with Seymour AV. I've had conflict with SNL Screens. Whew. I've had contact with Elite Screens and some of these other big companies, so I was testing their technology against ours. I've had contracts in Dubai. I had one over in London, England, and even had one over. My first contract was 10 years, and I had it over in Hungary. If I'm not saying it right or correct, I do apologize. But I had a 10-year contract over there under my company that was under Digital One Crystal Screen Paint when I first started out. So yeah, I've had companies fly me down to their facility first class, sign NDAs right down the table with a bunch of lawyers, and make a product right in front of them. I've done that stuff already. Now I'm at the stage in my life where it's just, I'm happy to just sell it at a very reasonable price that everybody can afford it. And also to consider the fact, like I explained before, that I have a major lawsuit, like a very, very big lawsuit with a real estate investment group. Real estate investment group, and basically I rented one of their high-end properties, and the property was basically littered with mold, and that's how I got the respiratory issue problems. So, you know, I had a good thing that I didn't just leave, because that's what I did. I left and moved here, but good thing that I paid for inspector to go through their property, because it would have been their word against mine. Lesson to be learned: if you are living on a property and you're coughing a lot, there's a chance you could have mold in that place. And by then it was too late, because I've already breathed in about a year of this stuff. Didn't realize I was killing myself in this house. And before I left out of there, I hired an inspector to go through the property. And now I have it on record that the place had high levels of toxins in the house, as in gases and stuff like that. And on top of that, I paid for lab results. So we go to court. You know, there's no way in the world they're going to say, well, you know, Mr. Bird got that from someplace else. Because no, it shows that that place was contaminated and it should have been condemned. So when I was talking to the inspector, I was like, you know, can this be cleaned up just in case? And he was like, no, the building should have never been rented. It needs to be gutted. You shouldn't be here to begin with. And I was paying $1,400 a month. So it was a high-end piece of property. So moved out of there, left. Came here, and my health improved by a lot, but by the time I went to the hospital and they did the biopsy on my chest, they found out I had scarring and large nodes already embedded in my chest, and that's where I ended up on the inhaler, and 2 different inhalers, and prednisone, and that crazy stuff. Can't have cereal, can't eat certain foods because they're affecting my system. Can't be outside when it's too hot, can't be outside when it's too cold. Got to stay away from the grass, because certain grass that would trigger it off. There's a whole lot of mess that it's craziness. So, yep. So, keep in mind, I'm not going to say how much it is, but let's put it this way: if I wanted to walk away from this company and never come back, it wouldn't harm me one bit. I could easily do it with no problem. But I like what I do, so I'm probably going to take some of that and pour it into that to make better stuff for a reasonable price for my customers. That's what I'm going to do. So at this point, I really don't, not looking to climb. I mean, when I first started off, I wanted to get the company up there on the next level. But now it's kind of like, I just enjoy doing what I do. I'm happy. I have customers that are really cool, really cool customers. I have some customers on my Facebook page. I have some customers I've known since I've opened my company. Good friends with a lot of them. Like I said, they're not all bad. I have very good customers. I do have some good customers. But like I said, everybody has that one. If you ever work customer service, you always have that one. You'll always have that one in customer service, like, oh, this is going to be the day that I snap at my job. because I got that one. Yeah, everybody has that one. I'm coming home from work like, oh yeah, it's a horrible day today. I got that one. Wow. That's why when I talk to customer support, I don't get angry with the person who's taking the call. Consider the fact that it's not their fault. They're just basically following the protocol of the company. That's all they are. The problem would be the company. That's the one you would argue with. You know what I mean? You can't. You have to go through customer service. So they pretty much are, they take all the blunt from everybody else. So that's why if I get upset with somebody, I say, look, there's no intention. This is towards you. You're doing an amazing job. This is just towards your company's policy. That's all. Because some people argue with them as if they run the company and they don't. Got to kind of think about that. So I had a friend of mine who bought a TV. I forgot what they paid for it. They came home, turned it on, and they got nothing but sound and no screen at all. And they were ticked. They didn't even have it that long, to tell you the truth. And they were just screaming at customer support like, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. It's not their fault. You know what I mean? It's the company. People manufacture make these things. These things generate a lot of freaking heat. And they got a small little motherboard in the back of the thing and not much air circulation in the back of a TV. And then it's laying against your wall at that. And then you wonder why you start getting dead pixels and all this other kind of crazy stuff. Is that a squirrel on my deck? What the freak? All right, people. So you can go back and watch the demonstration. If you want to rewind back and see where I painted the screen in. I'm gonna have to order some stuff. I gotta order some screen stuff we can paint on. Frame screen. Sooner or later, we gotta do a fixed frame screen because a lot of people ask about the fixed frame screens, how to paint them. Fixed frame screens are very easy to paint. It's not hard. You don't have to take the screen apart. Please don't take it apart because it is gonna be a nightmare putting it back together. On top of that, if you take the screen apart, okay, say put it this way. You know, okay, so you get the screen and you get the I'll just leave this here so you can see it. You get the screen and you get that the projection screen material, right? You want to build the screen before you paint it, and I'll tell you why. Because if you paint the material first, you may basically when you lay it when you have to put it in the screen, you have to lay it flat on the ground. You have to lay it on the ground. Another thing too is that when the screen starts to expand, and it will because you have to stretch it all the way around. It's not the paint's not going to crack or peel. But there could be areas that you might have missed when you paint because the screen was laying flat. There could be wrinkles, you know, on the screen, and you could stretch the screen to have a white line running across it, an area that you didn't hit with your roller. So the best thing to do is to expand the screen out, stretch it out as you see, build it, and then paint it. Now, the bar on the back of the screen, you have two options. I say install the bar. Don't paint the screen and install the bar. Because what's going to happen is, now say like, okay, you put it inside the frame, you stretch it around, you don't put the bar in, you paint the screen. This is the mistake that I made when I did this one. You don't see the mistake, I had to fix it. So what happened was, when I went to put the bar in, the bar expanded the screen even more, and then it caused a little white edge all the way around the screen. Caused a little white edge all the way around the screen. That's where the screen expanded even farther because the bar was in the middle, and it caused the screen to pull out just a little bit to cause a little white edge, which I was able to fix. But what you want to do is install the screen fully, put the bar in the back, and then to keep you, when you paint the screen, some people are worried that they're going to get a bar imprint in the middle of the screen. How you get rid of that? You take a towel, you stick it behind the bar and the screen. Yeah, it's going to cause a little bump, like hilly bump, and on the front, it's not going to affect the screen at all whatsoever. And that's how you get rid of not having that bar line in the middle, imprint in the middle of your screen. Just take a scarf, I have a long scarf or a towel, and just put it in between the bar and the screen, and that's all you got to do. Once you roll over and it dries, you pull it out, because the screen's stretched tight anyway, it's going to come back to a drum. You pull it out, you don't have that little bar print in the middle. Because that was a nightmare for me. When I first started off, I was like, what the freak? I would get a little line in the center of the screen, right down the middle, and I'm like, where the freak did it come from? And it became when I took the roller and I pressed down, even if you go lightly, if you hit that bar, you're going to get that little imprint right there in the middle. So that's how you get rid of it. Just put a towel behind the back of it, or a scarf or whatever, some padding, and just roll over it. And that's it. And when you get done, just pull it out. Screen bounces right back to normal. As you can see, bounce right back to normal. And your bar imprint is gone, never there. Now, if you already had it there, you can just repaint over and just do it again. Just get rid of the bar. All right, people. We're having fun here. I'm going to get out of here real quick. And get some other things done. This screen is about dry right there. That screen's about dry over there. So we can get ready to start setting up for the Sony Ultra Short Throw projector, and we will be using 720p Ultra Short Throw projector on the PS4. See what I mean? When you look at the screens, they look black when you stare at them, but they're not black. They're just a really dark gray. All right, that being said, I hope you enjoyed the video demonstration. Thank you for coming in and sharing your time with me. I really appreciate it. Be safe out there, and God bless.